So hello everyone, my name is Jamal. I'm part of the Bitcoin Dev project. Well, the Bitcoin Dev project is an initiative to support developers and help them to learn and build on Bitcoin space. Can I have the remote controller? Thank you. So, as I said, for this talk, we're gonna break it down into 4 main topics. The first one is why Bitcoin and not crypto. The second one is our goal for the BDP project. And by the way, when I say BDP, I mean Bitcoin Dev project. The third one is explaining a little bit about our infrastructure. And we're gonna end the presentation with presenting different projects that we have built with the Bitcoin Dev project. So I wanna open up this with this statistic that shows the market cap of Bitcoin compared to the whole cryptocurrency market. As you can see, Bitcoin alone has like $1.97 trillion, and the whole crypto ecosystem is at $1.6 trillion, which shows like a Bitcoin dominance of like more than 50%. But when it comes to developer working on Bitcoin, there are much, much fewer people working on Bitcoin compared to crypto. I believe it's like 30 and 50 developers working on Bitcoin Core, and something like between 150 and 200 working on other Bitcoin projects, which something is very bad. When it comes to an asset with around $2 trillion and only like 200 people working on it, so there is a problem here. So that's what we are trying to solve with the BDP. Our goal is to create more boss contributor, and we are doing this with different educational projects that we're gonna present in the next slide. So our goal is to take you from 0 to 1, from someone who doesn't understand nothing about how the Bitcoin protocol works, and turn you into a potential contributor in the Bitcoin space. But we measure our success about like, not about like if you have gone through our material or learning material, or if you read Mastering Bitcoin or any of this. All what matters is your proof of work and your actions. So nobody cares if you read Mastering Bitcoin or anything about this. Your proof of work is what matters for someone to make an assessment about you. So I believe if we go again to the slides, this should be a step here between BDP, which is your proof of work. Another way to visualize this is using this ladder diagram. So let's say, for example, I'm a new developer to the space. Most of us, when they get into the Bitcoin space, everyone is recommending you to read Mastering Bitcoin. So I believe at least 60 to 70% of developers here have already gone through Mastering Bitcoin. But reading Mastering Bitcoin alone doesn't like distinguish you from other developers. You're still at the bottom of this ladder. So you have to go to the next step in order to distinguish yourself from other developers. That's why we have BDP. And just to explain a little bit about BDP, we have products that fits into the category of resources, like saving Satoshi, that Tuedon we're gonna explain later, and decoding Bitcoin. And we have some products that fits into the category of tools like ChatBTC, Bitcoin TLDR, Bitcoin Search. But I believe when it comes to tools, it doesn't have to be on the second stage. You can use our tools throughout all these stages that we have here. So you decided now to jump into the world of Bitcoin open source, so contribute to open source projects. Both programs from Chain Code and Btrust Builder are your friends at this stage. I believe the application is already opened if someone wants to apply to the program. Probably the application will end by the end of this month, so if someone wants to apply, he can visit their website. Throughout all these 3 stages that I explained, it's just you consuming what other people have built. So at this last stage, it's your chance to show and to produce to the Bitcoin space by showing your proof of work. And to show your proof of work, there is a lot of ways to do that. Like, for example, writing articles. You can open PRs. You can review codes. You can also, for example, organize events. This is a organize event like, for example, BitDev or host and meetups. You can build tools, write tests like functional tests for Bitcoin Core. This is a good idea also to contribute. And a lot of other stuff to contribute to open source and show your proof of work. So the idea here is just you should get going, and through a lot of iteration and work, you will get good. And there is a beautiful quote by Jonas, which explains exactly this visual, which is just do the work and good things will happen after that. Thank you. So the idea now is where to start. You don't know where to start. So don't worry about that because we have learning materials for all levels. So I'm gonna explain each of this project later and the problem that each of our products is solving. And by the way, if you have any idea about something we should build next, just let us know and we can make it a reality. Before explaining this product, I wanna talk a little bit about our infrastructure. So for example, if you see here, we have like ChatBTC. The idea here, for example, if you are asking ChatBTC a question, we are curating data from high quality sources. Like let's say, for example, you're asking ChatBTC a question, the output will be sourced from high quality sources like Bitcoin Transcripts, Bitcoin Transcripts, Bitcoin Optic, Dev mailing list, Bitcoin Talk, and Stack Exchange. So I believe ChatBTC is a better alternative than for ChatGPT, especially for Bitcoiners who wants to get a concise answer for their question. And now it's time to talk a little bit about our product. I'm gonna start with Decoding Bitcoin. Oh, this slide is not. Anyway, the problem here that Decoding Bitcoin is solving is, let's say, for example, you're just starting out, you don't know nothing about Bitcoin. We help you with this. And for example, the platform is designed to be actionable. Like, for example, you can read a lesson, but after that, you are expected to do an exercise to test your knowledge about what you have learned. We're gonna see on the next slide some example of this. It's also community-oriented. Currently, we have Bitcoin Indonesia, which has already adopted Decoding Bitcoin as a resource for their cohort. So, as I said, currently we have the first module, which is about script. So we have, for example, some topics about P2 public key, taproot, P2 public key hash. And when you read any of this topic, you are expected to solve some exercise for each of this topic. And by the end of the module, you have a project that you should build. Currently, we're still planning to add a lot of content. As I said, we only have module of scripts, but the idea is to add a lot of content to it by early next year. As I said, it's community-oriented. Bitcoin Indonesia is already using it for their cohort. So, yeah. Next slide. BTC Demi. BTC Demi, the problem BTC Demi is solving is that there are a lot of great Bitcoin projects written in Rust, but not everybody knows Rust. So the idea, we thought about making a video series about people who want to learn Bitcoin and Rust at the same time. So I believe this is one of the best material to learn both of Bitcoin and Rust at the same time. So yeah. I'm gonna now give the mic to Tuedon to finish the rest of the products. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamal. Thank you, Jamal. So next we have saving Satoshi. And what's the problem saving Satoshi is solving? Bitcoin is serious, but learning doesn't have to be. Learning could be fun. Now, saving Satoshi is more than just a Bitcoin game. It's a fun and gentle way to learn about Bitcoin technology. In Saving Satoshi, we learn by doing. And currently, we have 10 chapters in Saving Satoshi. I'm going to give out 3 chapters. So in chapter 1, we learn how to decode messages in the Genesis block. In chapter 9, we learn how Bitcoin scripts work. In chapter 10, we learn how Lightning works and how to make a payment in Lightning. Bitcoin search. The problem here is when you search Lightning on other search engine, just like Google, you get something related to the atmosphere. But when you search something on Bitcoin search, your search results will be something like multi-path payment and how to make a payment with Lightning. We have the world's largest collection of technical Bitcoin-related resources. For example, here's what you get when you search Lightning on Bitcoin search. Bitcoin TLDR. Now, what's the problem? Bitcoin Dev alone has over 20,000 posts going back to 2011, and not enough people read this post. In Bitcoin TLDR, we give out summaries of Bitcoin Dev, Lightning Dev, and Delving Bitcoin mailing list. Transcripts and transcript review. The problem is a lot of insight about Bitcoin tech, and a lot of insight about Bitcoin tech were mostly stuck in video and audio formats. And in BTC transcripts, we make it accessible by making it easily searchable. Now, review transcripts. Now, this is where our contributors are able to review our AI-generated transcripts and HENSAT. This is kind of what powers the BTC transcripts in the previous slide. Yeah. Now, ChatBTC. Accessing reliable information on Bitcoin is challenging. And as Jamal has said, in ChatBTC, we have a lot of resources from Bitcoin Dev, Lightning Dev, Bitcoin Stack Exchange, and Bitcoin Optech. You can ask Chat any question, and I'm sure it will give you an accurate information back, I promise. Now, Wallet. What's the problem? The problem is that it's really hard to monitor and study emergent behaviors on the Bitcoin network. What is Wallet? Wallet is a P2P simulator built to study the emergence of large networks. And one of the features I'm happy about is the educational war games, where students can attack full nodes on live networks. Well, okay. Good first issues. If you're looking for where to start contributing to Bitcoin open source projects, Good First Issues is for you. Now things get difficult before they get easy. And do you want to wait, or do you want to start building? Start now at bitcoindevs.xyz. Thank you.